Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today, oh man, do we have the work cut out for us with Mechanism. So, I hope you guys are ready. So here we are back in All the Mods 6, and well, today we have a lot of stuff to go over that's been changed during the updates. One of the major things that have changed is, well, we now have creative items. So let's take a look at the creative section. And we can take a look at what is basically going to encompass all of the creative stuff. Big thing that I would love that is creative in here, let's see, I believe is the mana pool. The creative mana pool can be made like this. So this is really nice. This right here is pretty simple to make. All of this creative essence, right, is required for all of this, which isn't too bad considering some of the items that it requires. But this right here, we do not have anywhere near the amount of stuff to make this. Everything else we have. Everything else we can make, and we can make several of. Including Insanium blocks. Like I have the ability to make, I believe, stacks of Insanium blocks at this point. Everything else is pretty much able to be made. And there's really only one thing I want from the creative anyways. Like I'm not really interested in the rat upgrade. I want the everlasting gluttony pool. This is the main thing that I want because we can generate power from that. And large quantities of power actually from this gluttony pool. So that would be like the ultimate goal, right? Is to get this thing. Now, like I said, it does require the antimatter pellets. This takes a whole lot of setup to get the antimatter fluid. Let's just put this in perspective. So the antimatter right here, you can see to make one pellet requires 1,000 millibuckets, right? To get this, though, we need to put it into a supercritical phase shifter, and it's going to take. Let's just kind of put this in perspective here. 1,000 millibuckets of polonium, which is the stuff that we're generating. Right, we're generating this right here. Slowly but surely, we're generating it. That makes one millibucket of antimatter. One full bucket of the polonium makes 1 millibucket of antimatter. And remember, we need 1,000 of these in order to get there. So we need 100,000, or is it 10,000? It's 10,000, right? We need 10,000 polonium buckets. That's just crazy to think. Or sorry, 10. Is it 10 to 1? No, it's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, we're gonna need 10,000 buckets of polonium to equal 1 of the antimatter. So yeah, and that's also inside of the supercritical. Now to get the supercritical, it's not cheap. It's very expensive, and we're nowhere near getting to it. So today I think I want to work on upgrading some stuff. But if we take a look at supercritical, is it SU mechanism S casing? This right here, SPS is what it's called. SP. There we go. This right here, the casing alone for this, not to mention the other parts that you need. The casing, I mean, we have plenty of sheets, but we need polonium pellets, which we don't have yet. We also need the polonium, or so this is plutonium pellets, and this is polonium. We need way more of the polonium pellets. Right now, I think I only have like 24, and that's like over a long period of time. So what I want to do to up that process, hopefully this will be able to grant us more. This is slowly filling up, but is also dispersing at a pretty decent rate. We need to make this bigger. I'm pretty sure that is going to be the only way, is to make this bigger. I'm going to try and make it the same size as the one that is on the wiki page for Mechanism. It is rather tall. It looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tall. And it looks like it's a 5 by 5 by 8 or 5 by 8 by 5. So that's what I'm going to be upgrading this to. It's going to require a lot of auto crafting. So I best go ahead and get started. So I want to take a moment and just appreciate how big this thing is and how much time it took for me to craft all of it. All of the sand, I had to go and get more sand and stuff for everything. Wow. Anyways, forget all that. A lot of time gone into this, but I wanted to definitely say the reason why I built this. So I was talking on the Discord. White Phantom is the one who set up the creative stuff. and said that, well, since the fusion reactor is cheap, might as well build it at its max, right? Which is 18 by 18. This is the max size fission reactor. And yes, I recommend using the infinity wand to build this thing. It is very, very useful for building this. You're probably going to also want creative flight. But this thing is running. Well, it was running. I have it turned off. Now I have it turned on. I have it set to 8 as of right now. And you can see the burn rate. Right now, I'm not super worried about how much fuel it has. I'm not really seeing the fuel drop, which is good, which means we're technically producing more fuel than this thing is consuming. So we could probably increase it even more. Now I'm seeing the rate here. Here's what I'm kind of seeing. So this is increasing. We have 15 in there. That's definitely going up, but we're also creating a lot more waste here. I might need to make more buckets. We'll figure that out once it gets up there. But I went ahead and also created this. Now, I don't even know if this is receiving anything or can receive anything yet. Based on this, I might just move this over here and just remove this output, since I don't think, yeah, this pipe is full. This would all have to be full, but I think before this started outputting. But I am going to probably swap this over here soon. That's going to start getting us the other pellets. This is supposed to work, right? This should be generating a lot faster. Now, what I don't know is, can I increase this more? I have this running at a pretty decent rate over here. So producing fuel shouldn't be an issue. So if I bump this up to 10, for example, like we tried before with the other reactor, it was kind of too small for this to be at 10. I'm not seeing the fuel still drop down, and nor is the coolant. Well, the coolant is diminishing. And we're now generating more coolant than our trash can deposit, which is interesting. But we can solve this by adding more coolant ports to diminish that. But we should also be generating this stuff at a significantly faster pace. Yes, okay, which is working. So I think once we solve these few problems, this thing will be definitely a lot faster. So I might be changing my mind. It is doable, but man, it does require this monstrosity. So keep in mind, if you are going to be going after the late game stuff, you are going to need a max size fission reactor. It's just going to be needed. This fission reactor allows me to go up to 16 millibuckets per tick, which keeps our temperature down, keeping our coolant where it needs to be, so we're not burning all of our coolant up and turning it into steam. I'm easily able to dump all the steam, but you could be using it to make power. However, I don't know what you're going to need all that power for. Maybe something. I just don't know what. But yeah, you can see we're keeping it pretty steady. Like, we're not gaining or losing any fuel, which means we are right where we're supposed to be. And it's going pretty quickly. Like, we're generating a lot more pellets, and I'm also doing both here. So now I'm generating both types of pellets fairly quickly, which is nice. So long as this is daytime, this will stay, because this will actually fill up now with as fast as it's going. And it's rather nice. Just like I said, just keep in mind, this is not what the wiki recommends. But I mean, it is going to be a necessity if you want to produce enough waste, which is funny that we're going after waste. Also, I recommend keeping an eye on this, because if anything bad does happen here, you could end up with some problems with waste spillage. Also, do not break these machines right here. Once you place them, you're not going to want to move them. That's why I didn't move any of these machines. It does say on the wiki that if you move these machines, you'll be irradiated, and so will the entire area around you. So don't recommend moving any of the waste machines. That's why these, like I said, are still stuck where they're at. And I built this around everything else. And I did have to, break some of the other stuff that I had back here. So this just accommodate for this massive thing. So after spending a little bit of AFK time over here while I went and got dinner, this has been producing quite a bit. So this has already been, just since me waiting, has already produced 5 more, which is just a small amount, which is way faster than it was producing before. Of course, all of this is still running and doing just fine. Remember that I did put upgrades in all of these. There is 4 speed upgrades in each one. It could probably go faster if I did that, but it would also require more items as well, which I'm trying to keep up with. I mean, I'm doing that manually. But over here, this is where things are going to get a little bit different. This is the structure for the next block, which is the SPS, the superconductor thing, the, what is it called? Super phase shifter. Right, so we need to feed this with polonium. Luckily, the polonium is coming from here. So I'm going to be sitting the polonium over here with, let's see, we can probably go ahead and disconnect it from here. Hopefully with no side effects. There we go. And we're going to need pressurized tubes. TUB. There we are. We're probably going to need more of these. Let me go ahead and just get some auto crafting done. Get 64 of those back up and running. Because I'm going to basically be running these pressurized tubes. I don't know where it all went. Where did all the polonium go? Anyways, I want to run this all the way over here. So I'm going to need a few more of these tubes to be set up. Now, this is the build for this thing. All of this cobblestone will have to be replaced. And this is reactor glass, so we can see in it. This is probably the most efficient way to build this. That way you only need 60, technically 60 of the casings. We're going to talk about that here in a second. That's where things are going to get a little bit crazy. Let's go ahead and pull out all of our sheets because we're going to need this as well for the crafting. I've already crafted a few of them because we need these ports. I also took one of these ports and tested it out. But really, you're going to need 8 of the SPS ports. Each one of these, the ports, requires the casings. So you can see our ports right here. Let's take a look at the casing. So SPS casing, this is what it's going to require. We need 60 of them. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and craft them. We do have enough now for them. It did take a while. I would say after making this large reactor, it took a good 8 hours in game or so, roughly, to get these. Like, I don't expect any of this to go really fast. I also went ahead and crafted the supercharged coils, which you're going to need. So if we go ahead and break into here, we can go ahead and set these up. Let's go ahead and put the ports in. You're going to need ports for power, which are going to go on all of these sections here. You're going to have to give power to these ports on the top and down here on the bottom. If I can, there we go. Now, getting inside here, of course, make sure you have your suit on because, I'm just kidding. Because you're in a confined space, you need a confined space suit. But no, I'm just joking. We need to go ahead and place down these supercharged coils. They're going to be placed just like this. All of them should be nice and separated. Now, we're also going to need our ports. I'm going to go ahead and put the ports here and here. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to have a input and then the output port right there. And then we just fill the rest with the reactor glass and then make sure the rest of this cobblestone is exchanged with the casing. Now, I don't know if I can use my exchanging, let's see, building gadget. It is changed. It's called Bob the Builder. Can I replace? I think I might be able to. So yeah, I can replace all of this cobblestone with these, which is kind of nice. If I set this to surface, I can increase it, getting a bit more up here. There we go. And yeah, once we have all of this exchanged, it should technically form the multi-block. I'm going to just break one piece just to make sure I don't do something weird by crashing the game by having it replaced with a builder, because I don't know if anybody's ever tested that before. There we go. Last but not least, this down here. There's a bit of cobblestone here, and a couple more pieces of cobblestone right here. And that's it. All right, let's see if this forms the multi-block whenever we place the reactor casing. Oh, we have this one to replace too. Let's see, is that everything? There's one right here. Okay, that is everything. If I place this, you see it formed the multi-block. So this is technically ready. However, we do need some more tubes. Let's go ahead and make some more of this. Just a little bit more. And that should be more than enough to reach here. Now, we are going to have to get... I'm not super worried about like the polonium being in here. As you can see, it is in here, though. We need to get power to this thing. So I'm going to put points on all of the sides. But I'm going to go ahead and sleep first. So now that I am full and ready to go, let's go ahead and place this on here. And go ahead and select that. It's already starting. Like I said, we need it on all the sides. Now, this is where I guess the power could come in handy. Like if you were sending power to all of the sides here, this definitely would come in handy to probably start using some of this some of the steam that we're generating. That would make a lot of sense, right? Okay, so this is the last one. Now, we should start to see the slow transfer of this to antimatter. And I mean slow. Now we just need to figure out the power situation. It does seem like, okay, so this is probably sending all of our power that we currently have. It's 9, what is that? Oh, that's using all the power out of our battery. So that's where we're getting all that power here. But even that much power, we're not even close to producing any yet. Interesting. So down here, we can see the progress bar and how much power this is actually going to need. Okay, that's definitely a bottleneck that I guess we're going to have to solve next episode because we are definitely out of time. And getting this took way more time today than it should have. Took so much time today to set this up. But at least it's set up and ready to go. It's just slowly producing. Like this, I think this will produce one, unless it's going to produce an entire bucket. And then at that point, that makes sense. Like I should definitely check and see like what this is producing. Like what's this progress bar mean? What does it mean? Production rate is at 0.0 millibuckets per tick. I don't understand. Should I wait? I think I should wait. That's going to keep you guys on edge just like I am. 95? 96? Oh, come on. Come on. Don't leave me like this. 99? Progress 100? Oh my... Oh, okay. 1 millibucket of antimatter. That's going to take a long time. It really is. And that has to stay constantly running. This has to all be maintained. Okay. Interesting. Maybe more power will make it faster, but even then we still run with the bottleneck of the polonium. Okay, so we just need more power. Yeah, I think we can work on that next episode. I think that's just what we're going to have to do. Still, it looks pretty cool. So, of course, as always, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to go to Link Happy. Thank you so much for being a Patreon. Guys, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that linked down in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Of course, we got a lot done. Oh man, and I hope you enjoy a little bit of Mechanism and of course some of the other stuff that we've done today. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to click that subscribe button. Please show your support and also give this video a huge thumbs up. Guys, I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys, of course, in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.